Okay, so this could be part 3 to what if Deku had ice make magic? And I know I said in the last video I was gonna do Wolverine, like what if Deku was Wolverine, but I still need time to think of a story for that one. So I'm gonna do ice. I'm gonna do this one and replace, and Wolverine will be on Wednesday. So let's get into it. So where we last left off, it's because it's like the start of the UA Sports Festival, and before that, Deku, he had 4 days to train, and in those 4 days he mastered his devil slaying magic and his purple ice. I guess I'm just gonna call it that. So yeah, so he's ready for the sports festival, and he's pretty confident that he's gonna win. So yeah. So the day of the sports festival comes. Deku, he's in the stadium. Everyone like that big stadium, and Midnight would start saying about the race. The first obstacle will be the race. So yeah, everyone will start getting ready. Deku, I'm gonna say that he would no, he would gain a running position, and as Midnight would say go, Deku would start running. Todoroki would still do her ice move, I guess. That would freeze everyone in place. So Deku, he's running. Then Todoroki sees and she starts taking off. Deku, he's running. He gets to the robots. He does something similar as what Todoroki did in canon, but instead of just like it's just like one big ice spike, like just piercing through all of the robots. So he does that, and he continues running. Eventually, he gets to the pillars, and he would start covering the rope with ice so he can like slide on it. And if he would slip, he would just grab onto the rope and slide on it with his hands to get back up. So yeah. He gets to the mines. He freezes over the mines so they wouldn't blow up, and he would just slide across the minefield, and Deku would get first place. So yeah. The cavalry battle, his team would be Todoroki, Uraraka, and Tokiyami. So when Midnight says go, everyone rushes towards Deku's team. Todoroki would start shooting ice like everywhere, but Deku would just make a huge ice dome, and he would make an ice dome for them so they can hide in. So they would just hide in that. Occasionally Deku would shoot ice out of the dome to like knock people down and get them disqualified. And Bakugo would try to break the ice with his explosions, but Deku turned up, like made the ice like extra durable so it wouldn't break that easily. So yeah, Deku wins the cavalry battle. Now for the one-on-one fights. I keep forgetting. Well, I don't know if this is really important, but in canon, Ojiro tells Deku about Shinso and his quirk. Like, I don't really mention it, but so I'm gonna mention it now. So Ojiro, he mentions I can't even say the word. Mentions Shinso and his quirk to Deku, and he takes note, like because Ojiro said it's some kind of mind control quirk, and don't answer his questions, and I think if you answer his questions, he mind controls you. So Deku takes note of that. His first battle starts. He would get onto the stage. Shinso, he's talking trash about Ojiro and him and Deku. And Deku, he's about to snap, but he calms down, and he makes a bow, an arrow. He shoots an arrow at Shinso. Shinso can't dodge it because it's going really fast. And Deku, when the arrow hits Shinso, it freezes over him and knocks him out of the ring. So Deku wins that one. For Todoroki and Deku's fight. So Deku, he actually wants to fight someone with fire. So he would want Todoroki to use her fire. So as the match starts, Todoroki would do her ice spike attack. Deku would counter it with his attack with the similar type of attack with the ice spikes. So yeah. Okay, Mom.
Papá, ya te reportaste a la escuela, ya hiciste lo que
Sorry about that cut, guys. The recording just stopped. So let's get back into it. So as I was saying, I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my family downstairs. So Todoroki's and Deku's match start. Todoroki would use her ice attack. Deku would counter with his ice attack. It would collide, making like a huge gust of wind. Deku, he would start saying like to Todoroki, like, use your fire, like you're not using your full power. And she's saying like, I can't use his fire, like I can't. That's his quirk. I can't use it. And then Deku would say like would say the same thing as in canon, like it's your quirk and you can become your own, like you can use it however you want, and don't let anyone tell you differently or whatever. And then Todoroki, she starts like firing up, like she lets out her fire side, and she's actually crying, like she's crying like thank you, like Midoriya or whatever, or Deku. I think she would call him Deku. So she's crying and all that. She's just really happy. And she would get into that stance. The same stance as in canon. Deku would do it in a similar stance as he did in canon. And like there's ice all around him and cold and like a lot of air. So Deku, Todoroki would launch her ice attack. Deku would make a big shield to counteract that attack. Both of the ice would break, and Todoroki would start charging up her fire attack. Deku is charging up a big ice attack, like his purple ice with like a big ice spike. And so when Todoroki releases her fire, Deku releases his big ice attack, and they would collide, making the same big explosion as in canon. Deku, he's in the ring. Todoroki, she's knocked out. I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my mom. Anyways, so yeah, Todoroki, she's knocked out and out of bounds, so Deku wins that fight. So what was Bakugo. So Deku versus Bakugo. Deku. So when the match starts, they both run at each other, like really fast. They will start punching with ice and explosions. Like they're making like their attacks would collide with each other's, making bigger explosions after bigger explosions and all that. And eventually they would Deku's shirt would be like ripped, so Deku would take off his shirt, and Bakugo would see his shirt was ripped too, so he would rip off his shirt too. So they're both shirtless, and Deku would say like, "I've been waiting to test out this new power," and Bakugo would say, like, "What do you mean?" And Deku would start using his devil slaying magic. So his right side would be turned into black, like as in the picture. Like half of his face would be black too, not like this in the photo. Like this part was kind of like half of his face would be like covered black. Yeah. So yeah, and everyone sees this, and like they're all shocked about this new like form, I guess. Wait, about it, like Deku's new quirk. I'm pretty sure like I didn't get it wasn't a quirk, but yeah, they think that. So, and Baku was saying, "So you think that will protect you? Not with this, not with my final move." And so Bakugo would start charging up howitzer impact. Deku would be just standing there. And when Bakugo hits, like when he lands the hit on Deku, it makes the same big explosion as in canon. And when the dust clears Deku, he's fine. He's fine. He made a ice shield in front of him so it would block the attack. And Deku would say, "I've had enough." So he would make like a giant like tower-like cage, like a tower, and like with a bunch of spikes coming out of it. So he would make that. Bakugo would be encased in that, and Deku would just break it. It would make an explosion. Bakugo would be knocked out because of this. So yeah, Deku would win the sports festival. So yeah, Ida would have to leave early because of his brother being attacked by Stain. So yeah. So, what was it? Oh yeah, the internships. Keep forgetting about stuff. So yeah. So when the internship comes, so everyone is in class. Todoroki, she's actually pretty like she's a lot happy. She's like happy now. Like she's smiling a lot at Deku, and Deku doesn't really know what's going on, so he just smiles back at her, and that makes her even more happy. And yeah, I did say that this is gonna be Deku and a Todoroki ship, so I'm gonna try my best. I know I'm not the best at shipping people, but I'm at least gonna try. So yeah. So Aizawa would tell everyone about the internships and how many they got. Deku is tied with Todoroki with the most internships. So yeah, Deku, he would hear about Ida's brother being attacked and all that, and he would ask Ida about what internship he's going to, and Ida says, "I'm going to manual," and Deku would say like, "Who's that?" And Ida would say, "He's a water hero." Deku would ask him like, "What? Why are you going to a water hero agency? Like, aren't you all about speed? You should go to like someone like your brother's agency." And then Deku like says in his mind, "Oh shoot, I messed up." And Ida like he stops, he like stares at, like he like looks away, and then he looks back at Deku and he's like, "Yeah, but I need to learn more things than just speed if I want to become a great hero." And Deku would say, "Oh, okay." So Deku, he's sitting in his chair. He's deciding what to do, like what internship he's going to. So yeah. Todoroki, she sneaks up on Deku. She like sneaks up behind him and says "boo," and this actually startles Deku, and he says like, "Todoroki, what was that for?" She giggles, and she's saying, "Nothing. I'm just curious about who you're picking for your agency." And Deku says, "I don't know. Like, there's not really any like people with ice quirks. Like, no ice heroes that I can go to. Like, I can go internship under." And Deku would say, "Who are you going? Who are you going? Like, what internship are you going to?" And she says, "Endeavors, like my dad's." Oh, Deku would say, "Oh, like, do you want to learn more about fire?" And she says, "Yeah, like since the sports festival, since our fight." And she looks at her left hand. She looks back at Deku and like gets really close to him. And she would start saying like, I would want to learn more about my fire." And she's like really leaning in, like really close to Deku. Like Deku's leaning back and he's saying like, "Whoa, whoa, like what are you doing?" And she says, "Oh, nothing." And she leans back, like away from Deku. And Deku would say, "You know what? I actually might go to Endeavor's agency too." And she would say, "Wait, why?" I was like, and Deku would say, "Since there's no ice heroes, that suit my, I guess, fighting style. I guess, I would want to test how strong my ice is compared to a fire user, like a fire quirk user. I want to see how strong my ice is and what's the melting point for it." So Todoroki would say, "Yeah, I guess that makes sense." And she's smiling, like, because she's gonna go with Deku to an internship. So yeah, Deku and Todoroki, they go to the internship to Endeavors. I saw in one of my, like, somebody commented that Deku should fight Endeavor. So I'm gonna make that happen. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it'll go well, but I'm gonna try. So yeah. So they're on the train. They're on the train to the agency. They're just talking. Todoroki, she's leaning on to Deku. Deku says like, "Are you tired, Todoroki?" She says, "No, I just want to lean on you." And Deku says, "Oh, okay." So, Deku, he's blushing. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Those are my parents. Anyways, so Deku, he's blushing. Todoroki, she's smiling, and she's thinking in her head that I really she's thinking like I really want to tell him how I feel, but I know this is not right. This is not the right time, so I'm gonna wait for the perfect time. So, so yeah, well, oh yeah, the internships. I keep forgetting things. So they would arrive to Endeavor's agency. Endeavor would greet both of them, and he would ask Deku's like, "It's very odd for you to be here." And Deku would ask like, "Why is that, Endeavor?" He would say that since you have an ice quirk, I would assume that you would go to someone that has a similar quirk as yours. And Deku would say, since there's not really any ice quirk heroes in the hero business, I figured that I might as well go to test how strong my ice is to fire. So I would go to you. I went to you for that reason. And Endeavor would say, "Oh, okay." And so Todoroki and Deku would fight for training. Todoroki would learn how to use more of her fire and how to control it. And eventually, Endeavor would pull Deku aside, and Deku would say like, "What's wrong, Endeavor?" And he has like an angry expression on his face, and he says like, "So what's going on between you and my daughter?" Deku says, "What do you mean?" And Endeavor says like, it seems like she finds you interesting in some way. Like, I don't know what she sees in you. And Deku, in his mind, he's saying that was kind of rude, but then he says like, I don't know, like, ever since we fought during the sports festival and I told her to use her fireside, she's been a lot closer. Like, she's started to open up more, be more friendly, smiling a lot, and getting sometimes too close to me. And he blushes at this, and Endeavor says like, "So you like her?" Deku says, "Wait, it's not like that." And Endeavor says like, "How dare you?" And Deku would say like, "Wait, what?" And Endeavor would say like, "My daughter is is gonna be the best hero, like, and she doesn't need anyone like you." And Deku would say, "Wait, what's like? Why would you say that to me?" And all that. They would start arguing, and I can't really think of an argument about them. So eventually, Endeavor says like, "Let's settle this in a fight." And Deku would say like, "You're on." So yeah, they would go to like, I'm gonna say that Endeavor has a fighting ground in his agency where people can fight. So yeah. So everyone in the agency is gathering around Deku. He's getting ready. Todoroki comes up to him and he's saying like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, and Deku says like, "He's the one who started this, so you should go talk to him." Sorry if you can hear that. Those are dogs outside my house. So they would start fighting. Endeavor would do like a jet burn. Deku would make a shield, and it would actually like hold up the fire attack. Like, and yeah, Deku would come in, would start running in close. And he would make a sword out of ice. And he would hit Endeavor with the sword. It would freeze Endeavor, like freeze Endeavor a little, or like a lot. But Endeavor would just start focusing his fire on that specific area, and the ice would start melting. And he would say, "Your ice has no effect on me." And Deku would say, "Oh yeah, try this then." And Deku would shoot like a really blue ice spear at him. Endeavor would throw a fire spear at his ice spear. They would collide, but Deku's ice spear would actually go through Endeavor's fire spear and hit Endeavor, and like freezing him like twice as more as the first attack did. And Endeavor would get annoyed, and this would go on for some time. And Endeavor would say, like, "I've had enough." He would shoot like a massive fireball at Deku. This would make a big explosion. And Todoroki saying, like, why are you doing this? Oh, and like, why are you doing this, like, Dad, or whatever? It's like, and Endeavor would say, like, he brought it on to himself. And when the smoke clears, sorry about that cut, guys. Again, the audio just stopped recording. It just stopped recording for some reason. Anyways, Endeavor, he threw that big fireball at Deku. It made that big explosion. Todoroki would run up to Endeavor and say, like, "Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that to him?" And Endeavor would say, like, he brought it on to himself, and he would. And and Todoroki's really worried. She's looking at the smoke, and when the smoke clears, Deku, he's just standing there. His shirt is ripped off. His shirt is gone. And Deku would say, that was a good shot, Endeavor. But it's my turn. As he starts to go into his double slaying form, Endeavor is seeing this, and he says, "I'm surprised that you're standing." And Deku would say, "You think that a weak fire attack could knock me out?" And then Deku, he bullets his Endeavor, punching him in the gut, sending him flying towards the wall, breaking it and going through like a couple more walls. And this actually knocks Endeavor out. And everyone's shocked that a kid just took down the number 2 hero. And yeah. A few hours later, Endeavor wakes up. Everyone's saying, like, "Oh, thank God you're okay, Endeavor." And he would ask what happened. They would say that you fought the internship, the kid from the internships, and he knocked you out. And Endeavor saying, "Wait, what? Like, how did he knock me out?" And he's thinking, like, how did that kid knock me out? Like, I'm the number 2 hero. How did a kid defeat me? So he's mad, but then he gets a phone call. Not a phone call. Then he hears outside like loud noises. He checks outside, and Hosu City is under attack. Because I'm gonna just say that Endeavor's agency's in Hosa City. So yeah. So he looks outside. Hosa City's getting attacked. And he's saying, "Oh, what's going on?" So he runs outside. He tells Todoroki and Deku to come with him. And yeah, so they get outside. So they go outside. The city's on fire. The heroes start fighting off the Nomus. Deku defeats one of them, but then he realizes Ito's here, and he put in his head that Ito's going after the hero killer, Stain. So he takes off on his own. Todoroki sees this, but yeah, she sees this and she starts running too. But Deku is far, like way farther ahead of her. So yeah. So Deku he arrives with Ito. Ito was about to get stabbed. Deku throws a punch at Stain. And yeah, Stain is saying like, "Oh, who are you?" And I forgot to pick out his hero name. His hero name. I forgot to pick it. You guys can pick it. You leave down suggestions for Deku's hero name, because I can't think of one. So yeah. Stain would ask him like, "What's your name?" And Deku would say like he would say his name, but you guys are picking his name, so I don't know. So yeah. I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my family. So Stain and Deku would start fighting. Stain will start getting the upper hand, and actually get close to cutting Deku. But then Todoroki would arrive shooting fire at Stain, and then she would start joining in. Eventually, Deku would encase Stain with ice, and yeah, they would win. So Ida would not be paralyzed anymore, and sorry if you can hear that. That was my brother. So yeah, so Deku would take Stain to the heroes. The heroes congratulate him, and then the Nomu grabs Deku, but Deku just freezes the Nomu entirely, and so it falls down and breaks. Deku he's fine. So yeah, that's the end of that. So this is where I'm gonna leave it off here. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.